beautiful? This question is not as simple as it sounds. In fact, it has been the source of so much suffering and anxiety and insecurity. And now I would like to ask all of you to just remember, when was the last time you asked yourself this question? Was it before an important event? This morning in front of the bathroom mirror? Or even just 5 minutes ago? Today's beauty standards require us to have glowing skin, a narrow nose, large eyes with long lashes, a perfect body, and so on. And people say they will never, ever judge you for who you are. But they do anyway. And when we see that, it feeds the unspoken fear that lives inside all of us. What do they think of me? And the reason we are plagued by this constant doubt, this constant insecurity about our appearance is simple. Because we care too much what others think of us. When I was younger, I didn't care at all. I cared about dinner, I cared about friends, I cared about toys. Then the summer 4 years ago, as I began to mature, I started to look at myself differently. All I could see were my split ends, my big nose, my small eyes, and my body shape. And I became more and more insecure about my appearance. Maybe it was the girls in movies. Maybe it was the girls on Instagram. Or maybe it was just the voices in my head constantly comparing myself to others and to the idea of beauty that had formed within my mind. That summer, I had bought a new purple crop top that was unlike anything I ever wore. But I had this whole outfit all planned out for the first day of school. Then suddenly, standing there in front of the mirror, I heard this really loud voice inside my head, and it was saying, maybe you look okay in your mirror, but there's no way you can pull this off at school. And look at the girls in your class who dress like that. They look so much prettier than you. And this is so not your style. What will other people think when you suddenly show up like this? I worried so much about others' thoughts and unspoken judgment that I let their opinions and criticism dictate my self-confidence and my life. Of course, we all know that these beauty standards are bad. But do we know how harmful and severe they really are? According to developmental psychologist Chelsea Hetherington, PhD, beauty standards cause us to be dissatisfied with how we look, even though we look perfectly fine. They cause us to think negatively about our appearance and constantly compare ourselves to other people. In serious cases, this can even lead to depression, anxiety, and eating disorders. But what are we trying to achieve? What are we trying to prove? Beauty standards are so unrealistic, and they are always changing. In fact, not even society itself can figure out its opinion on what is beautiful. Take ancient China, for example. In the Tang Dynasty, women with round faces, plump, ample bodies was the desired beauty standard because it signified they were wealthy, well-fed, and privileged. Now, beauty standards in China have changed to slim, delicate bodies, large eyes with double eyelids, pale skin, and so on. Now, take a look at this. All of this neon, and this outfit, and this hair, and this outfit. This is what was popular in the 80s to 90s. Now, take a look at everyone here today. This massive difference between the beauty standards of two different times just goes to show there is no book of rules that decides what is beautiful and what is not. One day, I showed my best friend a picture of me wearing that crop top, because deep down, we already know that these beauty standards are harmful. But sometimes we just need a little push to help us break out of this endless cycle of self-doubt and insecurity. For me, that push came in the form of my best friend. When I showed her this picture, she said something that shocked me. She said, Emily, you look so great in that. Why don't you wear it more often? And I was so surprised and happy and confused all at the same time, because I had never expected anyone to compliment me on this. My friend was so confident, and she never seemed to feel insecure or self-conscious about how she looked. When I asked her how she did it, she said, "Because I don't care what other people think of me." And it's as simple as that. Now, let me tell you a secret that I learned the hard way. Not letting others' negative thoughts and beauty standards affect you isn't hard. To start with, you control your own mind. So when the voices in your head start making you feel negative or unconfident about how you look, just stop. Look in the mirror and say, "I look beautiful, I look amazing, and I do not care what others think of my looks." Until the voices stop, and you believe in how beautiful you are every second of your life. Secondly, even though you shouldn't care about others' opinions or judgments, you should try to surround yourself with as much positivity as you can. Stay away from the toxic social media beauty influencers. And to be honest, if the people around you constantly make you feel bad about how you look, even if they're joking, stay away from them too. And finally, we should all focus on just being healthy and change our definition of beauty. The 2 times I tried to diet over the summer vacation, I ended up catching whatever cold or sickness was going around. Believe me when I say I stopped trying that. Instead of starving yourself to achieve the ideal, perfect body or appearance, we should focus on self-love and appreciation. This is how you look, and you look perfect just like this. We shouldn't spend our entire life doubting our beauty. We shouldn't spend every minute of every day trying to cover up the flaws that are actually perfections. Because the truth is, no matter what we say or do, people will never stop judging. And you can't stop humans from having an opinion. But the only power they have over you is the power you give them by obsessing over every judgment, every unspoken thought, every negative opinion. And you can take that power away just as easily with one single thought, one simple change of your mindset. I don't care. And the power those 3 words gives us is extraordinary. Because the minute we stop obsessing over what others think of our appearance, stop comparing ourselves to others, stop caring about the standards set by society, we break free from those impossible beauty standards. And that is the power of not caring. Thank you.